There's a problem here. Just can't seem to place it though. Something that's unusual about where I am right now and what it's like at every other uni in basically the entire country. There are parking spots free. Wow. In fact, I've heard that from quite a few people as I've been walking around USQ. It's always easy to get a park. That is definitely a selective advantage in my opinion. G'day and welcome to Choosing Your Uni. I'm Rob Malicki and today I'm at the Ipswich Campus of the University of Southern Queensland, UniSQ. This is a great university, regional campuses mostly. The main campus is at Toowoomba. This is almost like a semi-metropolitan campus in Ipswich, and then we have the outer metropolitan campus just on the fringe of Brisbane, which is at Springfield. So let's have a walk around the Ipswich campus and talk about what makes this particular campus tick and think about whether or not this might be the right place for you. Let's go. How good is this?
Yeah, it's awesome.
This is the Ipswich campus of USQ, and that puts us about 45 minutes outside the heart of Brisbane. I've got to say, Brisbane is one of my favourite student cities in Australia right now. I just feel like it's got everything going for it. It's got amazing, vibrant lifestyle, great weather, and importantly for you, awesome universities. One of the advantages I see of being at a uni like UniSQ at Ipswich is that you can be outside of a big metropolitan university, close to a small city in Ipswich, but still right on the fringe of a major opportunity, like all the great stuff that goes into a big city, which is Brisbane. So maybe that balance between, more relaxed lifestyle, being out here, and the busyness of being in the middle of a city, maybe that's a good balance being here. Well, what disciplines are available here at the Ipswich campus? If you like, this is the campus for your health-related disciplines, not only, but this is where you find most of those strong areas. In particular, the nursing program here is extremely well reputed. It's number one in Australia in terms of graduate employment rate. And alongside nursing, you'll find other of the health disciplines, things like paramedicine, human sciences, and psychology, amongst others. So if those are the kind of things you're looking to study, this could be a really good location for you. Well, what I'm loving about this campus, even though it's raining and there's not that many students around, so you don't really get a feel for the student vibe, but the vibe I'm definitely getting is one that's kind of chillax, right? I love this kind of heritage building feel that we've got going on all around the place. Just kind of extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. And I can see people studying in the classes, not too many people out and about, but it's a rainy day. But I do love this kind of atmosphere. One thing that USQ definitely has going for it is the amazing South East Queensland climate. It's very rarely cold in this part of the world, so if you want to be somewhere where it's nice and warm and you've got access to all the things that a big city has to offer, like Brisbane, this could be a good option. Well, this is the USQ moot court. I've got to say, as moot courts go, this is probably one of the least glamorous ones. However, if you are practicing law and you are going to be working in a regional area, this probably has got the look and feel, some of those legal settings, more basic compared to the sort of modern courtrooms. But hey, it's a nice facility. Well, let's talk about rankings for a moment, because I know for some people, rankings are very important. And firstly, USQ as a whole, on a global scale, does rank pretty well, somewhere between 300 and 400th in the world when you look at most of the global rankings. And that puts it generally in the top couple of % of universities worldwide, which is a very good result, particularly for an institution that has a regional footprint. Why is that? Well, it's because the university has some really incredible areas of strength. Firstly, agricultural science, which isn't taught here at Ipswich, it's actually taught out at the main Toowoomba campus, is very, very strong, as is nursing, which is taught here. But alongside that, the university does have the best graduate starting salaries of any university in Australia. Well above average. It is number one and has been on many, many occasions over the last decade. Along with having great starting salaries, graduates from USQ are generally very high in demand. So graduate employment rates are also very, very good. What does that mean? It means when you come and study at USQ, perhaps those connections to industry and community that you have at a regional institution like this means it's easier to get a job those jobs are typically pretty well paid. What are some of the other things that it ranks well at? Well, it's certainly above national average when it comes to student satisfaction, learner engagement and student support. These are all things that I would expect of a regional institution where, from what I've heard from students, you really get to know your teachers, they get to know who you are, know you by name, and are able to interact with you a little bit more closely than you might at one of the big, famous institutions down in the heart of a city. Should that be the deciding factor? Well, maybe, maybe not. It really depends on you. The real thing for me that I think when I come and walk around a place like this is look at the outdoors. If you're somebody that, likes the clean air, likes to have the space, doesn't want the stress and pressure of lots of people sitting in on top of you all the time, I reckon a place like USQ is definitely worth a look. And particularly in those areas of specialisation, things like the health sciences, education, agriculture, even some of the engineering disciplines have got a huge program, a very famous program in relation to space, as in the space up there. Then it's really worth having a look at this place, even if that means that you might move here from somewhere else. Here in Australia, we typically say, Australians don't move away for uni. And my question is why? I mean, if you're going to live at home, that I completely understand because, it's expensive to go and live away from home. But if you are going to live away, there's a whole other type of experience that you can have. If you come and move out to a place out in metropolitan areas, place like USQ, for example, where the cost of accommodation is much lower, but you still have access to the city. If you want to go in and make the most of that, you can. But all that money you save on something like accommodation can be used for other things. Less time needing to go out and work to earn those bucks means more time either studying or taking advantage of all the incredible opportunities that unis have to offer. Well, is there anyone for whom this is maybe not the right institution or the right location? Well, I guess if you're somebody that really thrives on being in the heart of the action, firstly, respect to you, because it's not easy. And I'm not good when I've got heaps and heaps of people around. But if that's you, you might find a place like this a little bit too quiet, to be honest. As much as the outdoors is amazing, lots of clean air and space, and you're going to meet a lot of people here, get to know people relatively well because of the sort of smaller class sizes and the closer community feel. But if you thrive on that energy of the mass of humanity, then this might not be the right place for you. Well, I've enjoyed my little walk around UniSQ's Ipswich Campus. Beautiful parkland out here, chilled vibe, love the heritage buildings. A little bit quiet, I guess, even though it's a little bit later in the afternoon. The right kind of student, looking for a good quality education, but in a more peaceful atmosphere. Yeah, this could be a nice option. What are you up to? Have a good afternoon. I'll see you next time on Choosing Your Uni. I'm Rob Malecki.